Good morning, Gary.
Hey, Chief. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you? Sounds like you're sober this time around. At least you're not slurring like last week.
Yeah, well, what happened last week was quite unfortunate. But at least the party was amazing, huh?
Very funny, Gary. Listen, you know that this case is your last chance to prove yourself.
Sure. So, what happened here?
A man, Mike Hill, was found burned to death in his shed. We want you to take a look at the crime scene.
Yeah.
I know it's not easy to solve this case in one day, but you've done it before. I believe in you, so don't disappoint me.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Right. Gary, winner of the Articulate Man of the Year award, who says such enthralling phrases like yeah, and sure. Giddy odd. Crying out loud. I would never ever, so the voice acting was easy, but, surely you can do better than, yeah. Anyway.
Chilton Hills. That's the crime scene Chief Gonzalez mentioned earlier this morning.
Was she the one on the phone?
Milliken way. More like, I really can't go that way.
My word, what a marvellous pun. Except it wasn't a marvellous pun because there's no such thing as a good pun because puns are terrible. Anyway, continue on. This has been a weird beginning. I'm not convinced it'll be a weird game, but okay, it's very pleasant music. It's very pretty as well. The light rays are relatively simple, but also relatively well done. What does this say? Beaverton citizens in turmoil again. Mike Hill, most generic named man of the world. Forest ranger died in a terrible fire yesterday evening. His body was found inside a small shed near his forest ranger cabin. Local officials suspect murder. Yesterday at 4 p.m, a nearby jogger reported seeing smoke and called the fire department. Soon after that, this is lovely music by the way. Soon after that, the local police department was also alarmed. The local police is currently investigating this tragic incident. Who or what caused the fire? Officials suspect that there may have also been a murder, but it is too soon to say. One police detective is looking into this. I'm guessing that's me. A similar fire that happened 30 years ago at Parker family perished, and only one survived his youngest child, Jay Parker. The culprit was never found again. Has the same person struck again? 2 deaths in the same rough location, which bear no similarities whatsoever, and are 30 years spaced apart. Of course there's a correlation there. Sorry, Bib, I didn't mean to scare you. My apologies. I was getting a little bit too into it.
It seems that someone has forgotten today's newspaper here.
Right, that's a very generous excuse for litter. What's this? Oh, this is my phone with my stuff. Click evidence to inspect it. Oh. Okay, am I actually going to be expected to, like, you know, work some stuff out or not? Gary Price, was that me? It said G... No, G Parker, not G Price. Okay, so it's not me then. Oh, State of Oregon, sorry, was that State of Region? I was thinking, my word, that's a generic police department if ever I heard one. Hello, little birds. We've been going for 4.5 minutes, I haven't even told you what the name of the game is. I don't know why I ever bother doing that anyway, because there isn't a title bar, so it never really matters. What's this big red cushion doing here? Oh, it's not, it's a jerry can.
And it's almost empty.
I'd better wander into a crime scene and start grabbing things and taking them with me, rather than, you know, taking photographic evidence of their locations like proper police people do. Never mind. An axe? It's a sharp axe, and for some reason the voice actor was on a tea break when we wanted to do that line. So this is the ranger station, and this is the shed where the dirty deed was done. And I'm not talking about the normal dirty deeds that happen to get done in sheds. I'm talking about a murder. What have we got here?
How did this vase break? And why is it still lying here? Now, I hope I don't waste my time with this.
So you're telling me there's like some clues that aren't important and some that aren't? So this is where I am, and this is the path I've just come down. So there's a lookout at the other end there. Interesting. Okay. What have we got? Anything else of importance? We've some children's toys. From Jason for Mike.
An action figure. Yeah, that's kind of odd.
Yes, it is, given the fact that the man was a grown bloke. But, never mind. I suppose, grown bloke who doesn't do his dishes either. Very naughty man. Although he is dead, so I suppose perhaps I should forgive him for his lack of cleanliness. Many other bits and pieces. Okay, this door is locked. So perhaps I need to find a key in order to access that area. Possibly I can find that at the other location. Almost full 2 are missing.
Why is there a matchbox lying here?
Any entertaining book names? I've got Mushrooms, The Forest Ranger Codex, Animals in the Forest Woodcutting 101, Kitty Art. I get the distinct impression that somebody didn't do very well at Forest Ranger School but still managed to land the job anyway and is now panicking about not being able to do it. Right. How many other personal items of this man am I going to steal? Oh, a gun! I didn't notice this before. A gun that's been wielded out of a block of wood by some sort of cretinous child. Never mind. I mean, it's not like I could make a gun any better than that, but still, come on. Okay, right. Let's stop insulting everything that this man has ever known and loved, and let's just get on with our lives a little bit, shall we? Let's go up to the, up here and see what we can find. Got some binoculars, got a little book. Oh, is this a schedule? Oh, all right then. So we've got some dates, some times, some locations. Okay. Oh, here's more mushrooms. What do we got here? Susan inspecting my area again. She bought a bigger and uglier bag. Susan shouted at me again. Couple taking morning walk. Susan inspecting again. So are these like different things that they've seen from like their watchtower? I don't know, they see two people walking around, they saw somebody like performing an inspection of something. Overslept, sorry, going to make an extra long shift. What's Susan doing at night in my section? What does any woman do at night in a man's section? I don't know. Not due to a lack of trying. Had a look. Why is there always a mushroom plantation? I have never seen this before. First school week equals school children dropping garbage everywhere. Triple exclamation mark. So much cleaning to do. Oh, maybe that's why he didn't have time to do any in his house. Susan inspecting my arrogant. Kitty, aren't this woman's voracious? Whatever the word is. She's collecting those weird mushrooms. I think she's seen me as well. She didn't come to shout at me. Suspicious.
Mike wrote down everything he observed.
Clearly didn't have anything better to do with his life. Can I ever use them?
What did he observe with those?
Things, probably the things that he wrote about in his book. Can I use these, perhaps? No? No? Okay. I didn't find a key. Where can I go now? What have we got here? Oh, that's a bird. Oh.
Yeah, what's up, darling?
Watch your tongue. You're on thin ice, Price. Anyway, we just got the autopsy report. Are you listening?
Yeah, go for it.
Hill's body was doused in gasoline from head to toe. We know he was burned alive because we found carbon monoxide in his lungs. Forensics identified a wound on his head which presumably rendered him unconscious.
Okay. Anything else?
Hill had traces of antidepressant medication in his system.
Right, that's good to know. And what was the last thing he consumed?
Nothing special. Lasagna and coffee.
Interesting. Well, I better get going, solving crimes and stuff.
I would hope so.
I better get on with my important policeman duties of doing crimes. I mean, not doing crimes, the opposite of doing crimes. Oh gosh, I like the little leaves that fall. They're kind of cute. So I have my gas can. Oh, I can move these things around as I please. Okay. So I have the gas can, which presumably is what was used in order to burn his body, and the axe might have been the weapon, but I don't think. I mean, it doesn't seem to have any blood on it. So. What are the emails? Hello, Mr. Price. Don't forget to check Mike's emails to see if there is anything of interest out there. Initial investigations couldn't find the password, but maybe you can give it a shot. Oh, okay. So was there like a computer in here that I couldn't see? Or maybe that was upstairs. Let me see. Any computers? Can I listen to some phone calls?
You have 3 new messages.
Hey Mike, how are you? I know that you saw us. I was just wondering if we could talk. Just don't do anything rushed.
Hello, Michael. It's Jason from Mountainside High School. Do you remember me? It's been forever. Anyway, I just wanted to see how you are. Maybe I could swing by tomorrow.
Mike, it's me again. You better not snoop around anymore. You won't find out anything anyways. Just keep to yourself, Phill. I've got a lot to lose here.
Right. Okay. So, which of these was Mike? I'm going to guess this one. He kind of looks like the one that would eat lasagna and get smashed at the back of the brain. I don't know why I can tell that, but somehow I can. Right, never mind, Gideon. I'm guessing... Is that woman Susan, the woman that was mentioned in the book, who he observed dogging, presumably, judging by her intent to not be discovered? Anything in the back of the house? No, nothing I can find. Bizarre. I don't know who this bloke is from the school, or just some random person that turned up. What's this? It's a box with the person's name on it. Good for them. Right. So I still can't get in here, can I? No. Okay, so I can't find the computer where I'd be able to access the emails from. What's this?
Cytoxin. Isn't that some kind of chemotherapy pill?
Is it? I've got no idea. That doesn't... Those aren't the antidepressants that they mentioned. That's a heck of a lot of milk, my friend. It's a heck of a lot of milk. What are we in here? Some pizza. Not lasagna, though. Oh, here's the lasagna.
Yummy.
How do you solve crimes? Oh, I dust for fingerprints. How do you solve crimes? Oh, I interview witnesses. How do you solve crimes, Mr. Gary? Oh, I eat the victim's lasagna. Right, presumably a relation of Garfield, one presumes. Anything in these drawers? Some forks, some plates. Oh, a key!
Look what I found here. A key.
Look what I didn't find. A space between the words I and what. Anyway, righty-ho, so we found the bedroom and the dirty sock and the dirty calendar as well, and the tiny ink stamp, because well, it seems to be from Mike's therapist. Well, that might explain the antidepressants. Why is there a little control scheme? Because it's got like tab to open the computer, or the phone rather, WAS to move around, control for crouch, and then G to answer the phone, and escape to pause. Why do you have that? Was this stuff from high school, presumably?
Man, this thing is ancient.
I don't really think you can define it as ancient if it's like older than humans' ability to make plastic. Would you move the matches? Thank you. What have we got here? Pieces of paper? Obituaries. David and Jane Parker. Funeral services for David and Jane Parker were held at November 4th of 1987 at some time or other in Beaverton Chapel. Mr. and Mrs. Parker were born 1955 and 1956, respectively, and both passed away in a tragic house fire. David and Jane survived by their parents, 3 siblings, and 13-year-old Jason Parker. I didn't want this.
Well, why did Mike keep this?
Yes, why was he interested in the killings from all those years ago? Okay, so this is like a yearbook from America. Why is... Oh, this man does have hair. It's just the same colour as the background. Sorry, I thought this was all the hair he had. This little dark patch here. I was very confused. Never mind. Okay, so there's Mike.
This looks like an old high school memory.
Yes, evidently. If you'd stop taking things away when I'm in the middle of reading them. So this is Mike, and that's the Jason Parker, the kid that survived the death, the burning. Interesting. Okay, so they were at school together, so that would explain his sort of connection to the killings, as it were. Assuming they were killings and they weren't just some sort of accident. Doesn't seem like there's anything else of any interest in there. What have we got in here? Oh, okay. Yeah, the class reunion of presumably the
Why would
science
Mike
class.
put this in the bin?
Well, because he wasn't interested in going. Surprise, surprise. Sorry to burst your American dream bubble, but not all of us are obsessed with high school reunions. Anything under the desk? Nothing that I can see. Can I access the computer? Yes, I need to put in the password, but I don't know what it is. So there must be a clue somewhere where the password would be written down. It's not 1, 2, please tell me it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. Please. I mean, I was insulting Gary Price's policemanning abilities because he ate the lasagna of the man that he's investigating the death of. But the people that looked around the computer and saw a little cork board with a sticky note that says 1, 2, 3, 4 on it, and then don't try that as the password. I'm not going to say they're worse, because eating a dead man's lasagna is a hell of a crime. We're just going to say that they are equally terrible for very different reasons, and leave it at that. Right. Let's start with the oldest things and get beyond there. This lunchbox will blow your mind. Yes, it's packed with C4. Available for a limited time only, and yeah, until eventually one of them goes off and blows up our entire factory. This lunchbox is out of this world, which is probably going to make it quite difficult for you to actually get your hands on it if you need to hire Jeff Bezos' rocket in order to get up into space in order to find the accursed thing. Sturdy and reliable, yes, just like Tupperware, but more expensive. People are actually losing their minds. Yes, they are, because of all the C4 blowing their heads up, as I mentioned. Hello, is anyone there? I mean, that's the kind of desperation that comes through with most marketing emails, but we'll leave that beyond. Anyway, October 6th. Save the date for me, students. We're all getting together for a reunion, Mike. I hope you're doing well in your little hut up there. Jason will be there too. Maybe the two of you can finally make amends. Okay, so there was some sort of animosity between Jason and Mike. I might explain why he crossed his face out of the yearbook. Interestingly, it was crossed out in blue pen, and the writing saying "I didn't want this" upon the piece of paper with the obituaries of Jason's parents was also written in blue ink. So they may have been written with the same pen by the same person. Because there's no way on earth that two different people could have the same coloured pen. Hey Mike, I just wanted to inform you that it's time to get rid of that old rifle of yours. I know you've become quite attached, just the two of you and all, but it's really time to get a new one. Regulations and all, don't set the forest on fire. No, or else the kids, these zombies will come and murder you. It's Jessica again. We missed you at the party. Maybe we'll see you next time. Jason seemed like he wanted to tell you something. Anyways, I attached a photo of us. After about 17 shots of liquor, one presumes. I wanted to remind you that we've changed schedules. Your turn on the Watchtower is on Saturdays now. Please don't forget like you did last time. Alright, I couldn't reach you on the phone. First off, let me remind you of your position. I could fire you any time. Don't do anything rash. You should consider your options. This isn't as simple as you think. This is none of your business, but you should know that I never hurt anyone. Right. Of course you didn't. Right, so that's the new schedule that the email was referencing in terms of the places that Mike is supposed to be looking out for. Okay, so my current theory, let's lay out the facts as we know them. Mike Hill is a bloke that eats lasagna and is a forest ranger and has to watch from the tower to observe things. At some point, he gets on antidepressants, eats some lasagna, and has some coffee. He then gets walloped on the back of the head by an unknown weapon, and then his body is put in this shed, or possibly he was in the shed when he got hit. We don't know. And I'll get to you in a minute, Chief. His body is then covered in gasoline and murdered, and burned to bits.
Hello, Price. Haven't heard from you in a while.
I've got everything under control here, alright?
It seems like you're having trouble getting on your feet. I stuck my neck out for you. You could at least try.
That was a one-time thing, Gonzalez. Why can't you just let it go?
Because it's not right. You have responsibilities, Price. You can't come to work drunk and expect everything to be okay.
Look, I
was supposed to fire you immediately, but I respect you, Price. You're a good officer, so please don't make me regret my decision.
Alright, okay. Just let me go do my job.
Right, okay. I mean, if you wanted to do your job, you could have not turned up to work drunk, but never mind. Okay, so who are the current suspects? We seem to have a degree of animosity between Mike and Jason. So potentially he might have done it, but we haven't really seen any evidence of what could be causing the problems between them. The other possibility is this Susan woman who he seems to share the observation duties with, who presumably would be his superior, since he mentioned she could fire him. Can I go out into the forest at all? Yes, I think I can. I can go to this little allotment with all of the magic shrooms that they were talking about. Liberty Cap. Maybe we should notify the drug enforcement. Right. Okay, so now we have some crazy shrooms. Wonderful. Wonderful. Maybe all of this is just a really bad dream. Okay, I'm not seeing any other pathways that I could go down.
I'm really getting lost here. I better return back to the path.
Yeah, okay. So it seems like that's the only little path I can find to Shroomsville. There's nothing else up here, and I can't see anything. I mean, what would he have been observing anyway? Just been observing the people that were just walking around here? It's not as if he's passing any... What's with all the fireflies all of a sudden? Is it getting dark? Is it becoming nighttime? Have I been on this case so long that it's turned into the evening? I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm not Sherlock Holmes, I can't work these things out that quickly. Okay, right, ignore the spawning in trees, please, and let me have another look around and try and wrap my brain, see if we can figure out what exactly our next step is to be.
Yeah, this might come in handy later on.
What are you babbling on about, man?
Yeah, this might come in handy later on.
Are you talking about the gun?
Yeah, this might come in handy later on.
I wish you'd shut up.
I wonder what led the victim to take antidepressants.
Let me guess. Probably being depressed. People don't usually take them because they've got an itchy scalp. Idiot. You're not exactly the world's greatest detective, are you, mate? Okay, mind you, I can't work it out either, so, maybe, people in glass houses, etc., etc. Any of these books I can interact with? Nope, doesn't seem like it. Any more calls?
You have 3 new messages.
Are these the same calls as before?
Hey Mike, how are you?
Yes, I think so. Kindly shut up, woman. I'm going to turn that off before we... No! Off! Thank you. I didn't want you to cycle through stations and get me more copyright strikes. I wanted you to stop the music so we got less copyright strikes. Kitty on. Okay. So something happened in Mike's past that caused him to develop a mental illness and require medication and the use of a therapist. Is that or is that not related to any of the stuff that's happening with Jason and Susan? What's that? That's a book I don't recognise. That's a bit of paper. Stuff for doing finances with, some more stuff for doing finances with, and some cuttings that I can't seem to interact with at all. Okay. Anything else? I don't remember the noise of those crickets before, and it does seem to be getting a little darker. I don't know whether that's just because of the amount of time that's passed, or because of like how much I'm progressing through the story. I'm a little bit of a loss of what to do next. I don't seem to be able to interact with any further items, unless I'm like supposed to do something. Can I like combine things together or something? I don't think so. If I was able to like bring things together in order to like make links between items or something.
Oh man, I can't go home now. This is my last chance.
Okay, so I definitely can't just scarper off and, go and join the circus and run away to the Far East and escape my life of drudgery and drinking. It seems I actually have to stick around and figure out what under the sun it is I'm supposed to be doing, despite the fact that I'm absolutely clueless. And not only am I going to eat the man's lasagna, I'm going to drink his beer as well. What a bizarre man I am. Yes, I've drunk all his beer. I'm sure that will help my deductive powers. Giddy on. Well, I've completely run out of ideas. I've clicked on absolutely everything, and I cannot figure out how I'm supposed to progress. I don't know whether I'm actually supposed to do any, like, proper solving. You know, actually finding solutions for myself. Don't tell me I'm going
modes
to...
were just recently used.
What? Call consoles from your phone when you're ready. Okay. Have I found all the evidence now? What? Have you found all the evidence? You know how Mike died? You know the murderer's name? Can you uncover the past once you call there's no coming back? I'm not already. I haven't worked anything out yet.
It's Gary. I think I've got the crime solved.
Are you sure? If you accuse the wrong person, there is no going back.
Yes, I'm sure. I know who killed Mike Hill.
No, I don't.
Then let's hear it. First question. Did you find out how Mike died?
There was gasoline, which burned his house, and there must have been matches to light the fire, and the axe was used to bash his brain in.
Okay, I see. But what happened in the hours before the murder?
I don't know. The news came on and they talked about car accidents. I don't know. He had some coffee and he ate some lasagna, but I haven't got the lasagna dish. I don't know. Vase got broken. And newspaper. He took some antidepressants.
Interesting. Now, who do you suspect to be the murderer?
So is it Susan or is it Jason? I have absolutely no idea. I'm going to guess that it's himself.
That doesn't make any sense. But, well, tell me, what did you find out about the victim's past?
He was at school with Jason, and he didn't want to go to the reunion.
I think there's more to it. What did you find out about the murderer's past?
Why didn't you give me 4 boxes? He was aware of the deaths of the bloke. And what were these pills for again? I've already forgotten. Laxatives or something. There was a weird old action figure which blew up.
The connections you're drawing today seem random at best. But come back to the police station first. We'll have a closer look into it.
Right. I'm leaving now, am I? The connections you're drawing are random. I couldn't agree more. There is not a single grain of logic in the absolute tripe that is spewing out of my face. I don't understand. That maybe I'm being a moron, but there doesn't seem to be enough information here for me to be able to figure out what has gone on. Maybe I haven't collected all the evidence. Maybe that just picks up when you've collected the majority of the evidence. But I screwed that up royally, didn't I? Let's just bite the proverbial bullet here.
Listen, Chief, I really didn't want to do it. I had my reasons. I mean, yeah, sure, I picked on him at school, but that was just teasing. It's not the same thing as losing your family. You know, I took therapy for years. I learned to cope. But then I got cancer. It's like I'm being punished for something. At least that's how I felt. I thought about my past and remembered the kid I bullied in school. I figured I'd make amends. So I came by and gave him a visit. When he brought it up, I just knew. After all these years, it was him. I just lost it. I couldn't think straight anymore. It was like I was in a trance. So I picked up a vase, and I kept hitting him and hitting him until he was lying on the floor. Once I'd realized what I'd done, I decided to destroy the evidence. I took his body to the shed and set it on fire. I regret it now. Out of everyone, I should know best that death is permanent.
Cool. You found 17 pieces of evidence and got 2 out of the 5 questions correct. Did I? Did I really? I see.
Well, you didn't hit the nail on the head, but you've helped solve the case. I'll give you another chance.
Kitty Hunt. I get the distinct impression that you're going to keep giving me chances for the rest of my life. I see. So where? Maybe I didn't find all of the evidence. Where was the evidence that that Jason was diagnosed with cancer, because that would explain why there was the cancer medication. This stuff here at the bottom left that I can't point to because the mouse is gone. If I'd found that, maybe I could have found a connection that Jason had been in the house. And I suppose it makes sense that the broken vase would be better than the axe, because why would you put the axe back in the wood after committing the murder and there was no blood on the axe, as I mentioned previously. So it didn't strike me that the vase would be the weapon. Interesting. So Susan was entirely there as just a red herring. I mean, I guess that would make sense. It was more about her talking about Mike not doing anything rash rather than her doing something rash. Maybe I'm a bit weak. Maybe I don't understand quite what's going on. Maybe I don't have the sort of the logical mindset that's required for working out this kind of stuff. Or maybe I missed a lot of evidence. I don't know. I feel like I clicked on everything and tried to pick everything up. So I don't know how much more evidence there could have been. But I did my best, but I didn't do very well. And as such, we have discovered another job that I am terrible at. And it is that of being a policeman. So that's enough of that, I think. Oh, that was the name of the game. Again, you already knew that because it was in the title screen of the title bar thing. For being a sort of detective investigative sort of game, it's quite good actually. The environment is very nice, the lighting is done well, the little transition from day to night is done very smoothly, the music is very nice. It's not going to be very nice when it inevitably hits me with a copyright strike, but other than that, it's very nice, and yes, it's quite enjoyable. It is. Oh, and there's the whole gang. Oh, so was that Susan? Oh, I guess that would make sense if she said she was his boss. It would make sense that she was also a park ranger, and then that must be Jason, presumably, and then that's me and the police chief. Giddy on, I look dreadful. What is it with the blue shoes? Those cannot be in line with what's the word? Uniform policy. But anyway, with the exception of my inability to put 2 and 2 together and make even 4, let alone 5, that was Scorched. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.